21st. So we're right in the middle of the election campaign. Next Monday is the final voting day. Today, the advanced polls are still open. So after you listen to this video, be a good time to go and vote. So I am running for the United Party of Canada. I'm going to tell you why I'm running for this party. I met Grant Abraham about 3 years ago, and as we discussed and talked about his vision for Canada, it lined up so much with what I have felt in my spirit many years ago. And so I was very excited. Now, he wasn't talking about beginning a party when I met him. He was actually considering and running, going to run for the Conservative Party of Canada. Unfortunately, they disallowed him, as they had disallowed me, and they have disallowed several others during this campaign as well. So why I'm running is there are some really egregious problems with the Conservative Party. Now, I want to say this right off the get-go. There are some very fine folk that are MPs in the Conservative Party, but their hands have been tied when they want to talk about issues concerning parental rights, families, globalism, and particularly abortion, which Pierre Poilievre has declared that he will not be reopening that. And, you know, at this point in Canada, I was talking to two young women Saturday, and they had no idea there was no abortion law in Canada. They thought, you know, it was limited. That's not true. A woman can abort her baby up until the entire body of that child has exited the birth canal. This is a living, viable human being, a child, a babe that can be killed. Any time during the whole gestation period, right up until that baby exits. And that, I don't know how we can live with that. Canada truly has lost its soul. I think that Grant wrote a book a couple of years ago. I think it's so timely, called Battle for the Soul of Canada. And when you read that book, you get his heart, but you get the absolute understanding that we are in a battle for Canada. It's like a house is burning, and we want to run to the bank and check our investments. We're focused on all of the financial things, and I don't negate the need to cut government spending, to actually get some balance back in the books and start reevaluating the programs. The Liberals spent $11 billion on gender programs across the world during Prime Minister Trudeau's tenure. We have a problem, Canada. It's burning. It's burning. And so we need to rescue the people in the House. We need to rescue Canadians from globalism, from the lack of protection of freedoms, our freedom of thought, our freedom of speech, our freedom of belief. Where have they all gone? Canada is not what it once was. It has become a globalist post-nation state. And that's why President Trump is upset. Now, he's imposing some egregious tariffs, but counter tariffs, I don't believe are the right solution. We need to come to the table. He's saying, I will not allow Canada to become a post-nation state on my border. And we shouldn't allow it either. So we have a lot to fix. But our parties, the Liberals, the Conservatives, the NDP, they aren't even focusing on that. And the other thing that they're not talking about is the whole issue of Alberta. Alberta is this close from leaving Canada. And no one's talking about it but Grant Abraham and the United Party of Canada during this election. Why? This is hugely significant. Albertans have had enough of being run by Ottawa. And so I don't know what's going to happen if the Liberals get in. But I want to tell you that the Conservative Party, not the good people in it, there's some really good people, but the Conservative Party and its leadership are not addressing the real issues. They're focusing on President Trump, and there's a whole anti-USA rhetoric that's happening. But let's focus on Canada. Canada was broken long before President Trump was elected. He's just identifying some of the brokenness. We need to come back to the whole issue of putting Canadian people first. We want to reestablish truth and justice, strength and freedom across Canada. We want Canada to be governed by Canadians, the people, you first and foremost. That's so important. We want to ban this culture of death across Canada, euthanasia, that our elderly are being pressured into, but not just our elderly. My own son in a Vancouver hospital in December wasn't just offered euthanasia, he was being pressured to accept it. Thank God he didn't. He's 44 years old. He's depressed. What are we doing to our people? And then on the other hand, the other end of life, from conception on, we're looking at annihilation. We have, if we consider the babes that have been aborted, there's 4.5 million, that's a small estimate, that have been aborted since 1969. And if those babies grew up and had children, and their children had children, 2 children each, we would have 31.5 million people added to the Canadian population. We wouldn't have a workforce problem, but we've aborted the workforce. So we want to secure our borders. We want to address the issue of fentanyl and other drugs. These labs need to be closed. We need to focus on getting this stuff out of Canada for our own sake, not because the U.S. told us to. And we need to focus on Canadian sovereignty. We need to get out of the WEF, the UN, and the WHO. These are organizations that we didn't vote for, we didn't elect, and yet they are controlling Canadians. It's enough. We need to stop this right now. So we need to, in protecting our children, I talked about abortion, but also we need to ban, and we will repeal, the United Party of Canada will repeal Bill C-4, because it is harming young people. The gender confused cannot get help. The ones who are detransitioning, and there are many, many, cannot get help because the therapists, the pastors, even parents can be jailed for up to 5 years and have a $10,000 fine just for trying to help. This is egregious. It has to go. So there's lots more to be said, of course, but I want to encourage you to check out the unitedpartyofcanada.ca. Please check the policies. Please see what we stand for. We are for Canada first. Thanks for watching today. Have a great day.